Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Game 3, the final game between vile.Illusion and Team Liquid.Sheth. What an incredible series this has been so far. And we do have the GMs coming out from both these players. They are both very, very GM, especially Sheth, basically known for his GM. That's why he's so famous and popular, but not only that, he's such an incredible Zerg player. Showing, though, that he's been having some trouble taking down vile.Illusion. Of course, ZVT is his worst matchup at 50%, while his other matchups are at 60%. So he has been having some trouble taking down a player like Illusion, and Illusion has been getting his credit here, man. He is a phenomenal Terran player. Just not getting, in most scenes, in the most community, he's not getting credit where he's due. But in this game, certainly doing a good job of holding Sheth at bay, and tying up this series so far is Sheth. So it's going to come down to the final game, and we'll see what happens. A interesting supply depot placement here from Illusion. I'm not too sure why you'd throw the supply depot down on the low ramp like that. I wonder if he's... I don't even know what he's going to do in this game. We've already seen Illusion has some very creative openers versus Zerg. In fact, every single game that he's done already has had a very creative opening. I also like how he caught that SCV to mine some money as it was out here to go back home and return that. That was very cute. Might as well make use of the mining SCV that's out there building a supply depot. And the players are now talking about they seem to be having fun. I'm assuming he's saying that because, of course, these players are playing at MLG and they can hear people yelling and screaming and shouting outside, so people out there are having fun. And there it is. So Illusion is going to go for a command center first. Wow, okay. And not only is it a command center first, but it's on the low ground first. So this is an extremely bold opening. Illusion's going to want to barracks this up immediately. The drone is going to make its way inside, though, so Sheth is going to totally see this command center first opening, and we'll see if he decides to be aggressive to punish that. But on this map, it can be a very problematic for a Zerg player to be aggressive against a Terran player who command centers first. Don't get me wrong, it's just so hard because once this third barracks fills the gap, how are you going to do so unless you want to commit 15 banelings or so against a 1000 HP building? So I don't know what Sheth's going to do. Is he going to just go ahead and go into a quick third? That would probably be the most likely scenario here, and there's the third barracks closing off the gap. So now that drone is pretty much denied, and a Marine will be making its way out of the first barracks quite shortly here, as Illusion has a very interesting build. I actually really like it. Command center first with the supply depot on the low ground, just to help as a second pseudo wall, I suppose, in case he needs it. And he has also gotten his SCV inside of Sheth's main as well. He sees the gas mining, he sees the 15 hatch, but I think it will be prudent for him now to get this SCV over to the bottom left-hand corner to check for the timing on the third. But I guess he's going to leave it around. He wants to see if there's a baneling nest coming up or anything like that. And because of that, he will end up losing the SCV. Not too much more scouting done on that SCV's part. But now, the onus really on Sheth. Is he going to go and expand again, or is he going to try to punish this 15cc out of Illusion? We'll just have to wait and see. Another supply depot coming up in an interesting location. But like I said before, it will make a secondary wall if he actually closes that off with another depot. So I really like how Illusion has very, very creative ways of utilizing his buildings, because don't forget, guys, buildings are resources as well, and he has a very creative way of utilizing them such that they are effective in holding off, Zerg attacks, and their positioning has a use as well. And there we go, a secondary wall laid up. So very cute from Illusion, just in case this first wall, for whatever reason, the mighty raised wall goes down. And so we do have a third hatchery coming up from Sheth, and that SCV will get the full scout off. And actually going to build a bunker here, totally outside the range of the hatchery. Very cute. We might see some more marine bunker action coming out from Illusion here. Some Zerglings making their way out from Sheth at the natural, and Sheth right now does have speed on the way. Not mining any more gas though, so he has cut gas production in favor of droning up. So we're going to see him go into a super macro game here, but he only got the gas for speed. So These Zerglings initially coming out in the middle of the field, but there are so many Marines right now making their way out. They actually snuck out from the front around the bottom side of Shakura's Plateau. These Zerglings were not controlling the watchtower, and these Marines, oh my god, they're gonna harass the third hatchery. Sheth, his hatchery comes up. He has no way to cancel it now. This is terrible news for Sheth, and Sheth now running all the Zerglings back, but there's a full bunker wall off at the front door, and the bunkers weren't even totally completed. They were just placed there, starting their production so that they form the wall, but they're just there for a wall. They're not there to be a bunker, and the hatchery will go down. Incredible play by Illusion. That was really very smart, and I think Illusion's going to get this hatchery. Yes, he will. This is troubles for Sheth. Sheth is going to finally break through, but these Marines could actually all die, and they would still be cost effective by delaying that hatchery, by killing the hatchery, not even delaying it. 300 minerals in the hole for Sheth, a lot of lost mining time, and now it's still a 2-base versus 2-base affair, and that is not good for Zerg. So Sheth taking some serious damage in that game, trying to drone up to try to compensate for that fact, but not looking good at all for our good guy hero Sheth. And now we have Stimpack on the way, so Illusion going to try to approach a standard Terran versus Zerg mindset here as he gets Stimpack down. He's going to get upgrades going. Already has +1 actually. It's a very fast upgrade, and I'm going to start to get his bio out. I wonder, yeah, there's the mech, so he's going to get biomech here as he gets a second gas as well. So beautiful plays thus far. Loves the secondary supply depot wall, even getting it down on the bottom side too. And he's just going to sit back here on 2 bases for a very long time. It wouldn't surprise me to see him get a macro CC in base here just for extra SCV production too. Wow. Was he building an armory there? I think he just canceled it. So for a second there, it looked like he was going to go for an armory, but he decided to cancel it. I was like, that's a very fast armory. So for a second, I thought he was going to go for quick +2/+2. Doesn't seem to be the case, though. And Sheth now getting reestablishing that third hatchery. But at this point, you know, Sheth might want to go ahead and get a double hatch. Expand here, and maybe even expand down here to the bottom left, because he's just so far behind now in economy. You look at the army tab, 86/70. He should be at something like 95 right now, in my opinion. He's just not as far ahead as he should be after losing so much mining time from losing that hatchery and having all these worthless zerglings in the middle of the map. And unfortunately, on this map, there aren't any crucial rocks to destroy like there were on Shattered Temples. So those Zerglings really not paying for themselves at all, and Sheth is not being cost effective right now. But you can't blame him. He's just been trying to do what he's got to do to stay in this game. And now another Overlord coming in from Sheth. Got to get the scout off. He will see the third command center coming up, and he will see the double engineering bay and the armory, so he knows that mass 2/2 upgrades are coming up pretty soon here, and can get a timing on that. And it looks like these medevacs are going to go out of range of the Overlord. I don't think Sheth saw that, so there is an impending drop coming, but there's an Overlord there for Sheth, so Sheth will see, and immediately, what does Illusion do? Cute! Drops one Marine off to deal with the Overlord so he can open up dropping lanes in the future of this game. I really like that. And let's see if Sheth is prepared to deal with these 2 medevacs. He's dropping 2 spine crawlers right now. Oh yeah, he's prepared. Plenty of speedlings and banelings, and those Marines are not going to make it out of here alive. Unless they unload, of course, so they will go down to the low ground. But nice deflection right there from Sheth. Very, very smart play. Just going off of what he saw from that scouting Overlord placed outside the Terran main, and now the Marines are actually going to go ahead and drop up here. This is pretty bold from Illusion, considering he knows there's a lot of Zerg forces here. Not quite sure what he's trying to accomplish with these 4 Marines. Maybe he can get a couple of drone kills. Not bad at all. Gets a couple of drone kills, and not only that, he kills the one on the gas. So he forces Sheth to expend more APM to reestablish 3 mining drones on the extractor. Very, very nice. And even though it's risky, even though it's bold, Illusion has shown that he can make it pay off. Especially in the first game. Second game, not so effective with his Marine drops. This game, much better. And oh no, the barracks raising! This is terrible, but it looks like Sheth does not have Baneling speed yet. Oh no! Illusion raising the supply of the barracks right there to get out. And no, he has Marines coming for that medevac that he was dropping with earlier. He's going to intercept the Banelings. Very cute micro. He's going to kill off almost all the Banelings extremely cost effectively. That was a super play from Illusion, and really, Illusion, that could have been a terrible play for him raising this barracks, but thankfully for him, Sheth did not have Baneling speed yet. If Baneling speed was ready, I would imagine Sheth would have just ran through the front door with that new opening gap. But as it played out, Illusion made the best of what he had. He pushed out, he pushed the Banelings away, and these 2 medevacs or there's right now 3, but originally there was 2 that were originally dropping the main, came back through the left, dropped Marines off, and intercepted a good 10 or so Banelings. So Illusion doing a phenomenal job this game against Sheth. Looks like a Baneling detonating right there. Those Marines are going to get taken out, but beautiful plays so far from our Terran player. But even with the nice micro, the nice play, I still feel like Sheth is in this game. If you look at the supplies, he's still pretty much on par with the Terran player. It looks like he may lose his hatchery down to the bottom left if he's not paying attention, though. If Illusion decides to stim up and go in there and take out this hatchery, he certainly could with his monster-powered Marines. And there we go. So the Marines coming in. Sheth not in position to defend against this, and I think this hatchery will go down. But in the meantime, it looks like Sheth just going to run everything in here. There's only 2 siege tanks, so he doesn't have to worry that much about siege tank fire, and he gets a huge surround off. Beautiful plays from Sheth. I don't think Illusion was expecting that Zerg army to be in the bottom left-hand corner, and he could run up into the main right now. The secondary wall was not raised. Meanwhile, the Zerglings saving the hatchery down in the bottom left-hand corner. The medevac could go down as well, and it looks like Sheth, he will lose most of his forces to the reinforcements of Illusion. So actually both players doing decent damage to each other, trading quite effectively. Neither player really coming out that far ahead, because I don't think that Sheth did as much damage to the natural as I thought he would, although these infested Terrans might change that. No, they will not. So if you look at the income tab in the workers killed tab, only 9 workers killed so far from Sheth. You would have thought he would have killed off a lot more when he ran those Zerglings inside, but he did not. And down here in the bottom right hand corner, he was also able to save this hatchery. Not to mention Sheth lost most of his army in that exchange as well. So both players trading extremely well right there. If anything, Sheth coming out a little bit behind in that exchange, if you ask me, because if you look at the supply right now, Illusion is favoring a slight lead. So perhaps that's because he's got so many medevacs in this guys right now. Of course, in that attack, he didn't lose any of his medevacs, and those medevacs are certainly going to come in handy if he wants to get jiggy with the drops, which it looks like he is dropping on the high ground. I love the high ground dropping right here. On Shakur's Plateau, dropping Siege Tanks Marines on the high ground, so effective. And speaking of drops, we have 2 drops going off right now. One at the top, one at the bottom. This hatchery is bleeding right now. If Illusion wanted to, he could actually kill off this hatchery. This would be a terrible blow to Sheth. The hatchery is under attack right now. Will he lose the hatchery? The Baneling's coming in. It looks like he is gonna lose. No, he's gonna save the hatchery at 1 HP. Oh my god, I cannot believe Sheth kept that hatchery alive. And it's not like he transfused or anything. He just had his forces there in time. Looks like the second drop is gonna go in right now. Meanwhile, Siege Tank just kind of holding down the Zelnaga Tower on that high ground location. Illusion coming in, doing quite a bit of damage to those drones. Great work right now from Illusion. Really just taxing his opponent Sheth to the maximum. But Sheth is no slouch, guys. Look at Sheth's macro. He is about to get adrenal glands. He's going to have 3-3 done quite soon. So while, you know, he's been taking all this damage here or there, he has been doing a phenomenal job at keeping the hatchery alive, which is now regenerating HP. And once he has Hive Tech done, which it is done, he's going to have Greater Spire out pretty soon here, and Crack Upgrade ready to go. We're going to probably see the same thing we saw in the last game, which is Crack Upgraded Lings dominating the drops. So, of course, this is a map that I think is more effective for drop play, especially considering the high ground location here on Shakur's Plateau. But even having said that, Sheth has been doing a pretty good job so far of keeping things under control. But Illusion is pushing into the middle of the map here, and Sheth needs to quickly get his Hive Tech units in play. He's banking a ton of resources in anticipation of the Greater Spire being done. But this is Illusion's opportunity to make a push and end the game, or at least do some serious damage before the Brood Lords come out. And so will Illusion hesitate, or will he make his push happen? We'll just have to wait and see. Here comes the medevac coming into the bottom left-hand corner, and it is going to drop on that high ground. Definitely could do some damage here. Also dropping another pair of Marines down in the bottom right here. Being really cute with the Marines, just trying to find an angle here that he can work to get in there and do some economic damage. Once again, let's just look at the workers killed this game. 8 workers killed for Illusion, so he actually hasn't been killing that many workers off, but he may end up killing the hatchery this time around. In fact, will he kill the hatchery? It's at 24. He will kill the hatchery this time. So finally does what he set out to do with the original 1 or 2 medevacs that he had before. He finally kills off that hatchery, and he is setting up shop on the high ground with the siege tanks. I love this position. Like I said, it's very hard for Zerg to break that unless he wastes infested Terrans on the high ground. Now the Zerglings and infestors coming in, killing off some Marines, but the Marines are doing work to this hatchery. And the hatchery is dropping below 500 HP. It looks like the hatchery will go down, and the Broodlords are starting to come out. In fact, they are ready to go, but not before Sheth lost 2 hatcheries, the pocket and the bottom left, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Illusion exploited the window of opportunity while Broodlords were morphing perfectly. Now he's just got to get some anti-air out to deal with the Broodlords, because that's a lot of Broodlords. 8 on the field right now, and it looks like he is making Vikings this time. Vikings and Thors, in fact. So we'll see if those are going to be out in time. Meanwhile, also dropping the bottom left once again. This kid is on fire. He's also got a medevac at the top left. Sheth is about to have a drop party all over his place. And unless he can prepare in time, I don't know how he's going to hold this off. Most of his army in the middle of the map. He could actually crush the entire Terran army, though, thereby negating the worries of losing his hatcheries down in the bottom left-hand corner. He's crushing the tanks right now with these Broodlords, slamming them into the hull of the mech. And he is... I don't know if he can save this hatchery, guys. I think the hatchery is going to go down unless the Queen transfuses. But maybe Sheth has other things to worry about right now because of the major attack going on in the middle of the field right now. Banelings detonating all over the place. Infestors going buck wild. And the Infestors do not have Neoparasites, so the Thors can actually go to work here. Most of the Zerglings going down. And these Broodlords might have to run for it. The Vikings are here. The Broodlords are here. There's not enough forces to deal with Hellions, Vikings, Broodlords. And it looks like the Hellions, Vikings, and Thors. And it looks like the Broodlords from Sheth will have to pull back. He just doesn't have enough, and he lost the hatchery down in the bottom left-hand corner. So Sheth loses the hatchery. He gets a fungal off on the pack of Marines, but losing that hatchery down in the bottom left and not killing the rest of the Terran army hurts so bad. And these 4 Broodlords are running for it right now. Oh no, he's losing his Infestors. He could lose all 4 Broodlords, and that would be such a devastating blow. It could be irrecoverable. He is going to lose every last Broodlord, but he has 7 more on the way. Oh my god, his army is actually way bigger than I had imagined, so he's still definitely in this game, even though he lost the bottom left-hand corner hatchery. I guess he just had too many banked resources for such a long time, but the pocket expansion, once again, for the 2nd time in a row, could go down, and even though he had a lot of banked resources, he just cannot afford to continue losing these hatcheries, because in the long run, you need to mine to stay in the game. Sheth does, and now Sheth making another blow here. He might try to push into the middle of the field, but there is a lot of Marines and Thors out there. Now the Thors aren't nearly as effective against Broodlords, but if the Broodlords are clumped up like that, they can be. And the Marines and Thors going to work. Also 3 Vikings in the air as well. It looks like the Zerg army coming in through the ground though, and Sheth has enough this time to clean up the Thors and the Marines. Beautiful play by Sheth. I would imagine Sheth's Zerglings do have the crack upgrade, and they just cleave through that Terran army. Beautiful plays, but the reinforcements have arrived, and we have a tug of war on our hands. Sheth has to now pull back in anticipation of more reinforcements because he cannot deal with the fresh Marines coming out of the barracks. And uh-oh, he's losing Broodlords here, guys. Not enough energy for a fungal growth. A ton of Broodlords taking damage right there, and I think one of them going down. But that Infestor does have enough energy, and there comes the fungal we've been waiting for. Wow, this is an incredible Zerg versus Terran, and I still don't know who's winning this game. They're both having tied up supplies, 77 drones over 47 workers, so Sheth certainly has the worker count in his advantage, in his favor, but don't forget, Illusion has so many orbitals, he can call down meals anytime he wants. His income right now maybe below Sheth, but look at that, it just skyrocketed back up, and I'd imagine that's because he dropped a bunch of meals. So certainly Illusion's still fighting for his life, as is his counterpart Sheth. There was a beautiful fungal, and he stims as well, so Illusion has no medevac support. Those Marines are very weak, but he picks off the hatchery regardless. Oh my god, those Marines are so weak right now, but they did their duty for the Terran Confederacy, and they picked off the hatchery, the pocket expansion. Sheth has all his Thors, Broodlords comes up. The Thors doing massive damage to those Broodlords, but it looks like Sheth was able to kill off all the Thors, so he was able to clear up the ground army once again. He will do a counterattack with Zerglings. These Zerglings have the crack upgrade, I believe. Yes, they do. They attack every 0.59 seconds. But he's losing Broodlords over the middle of the ground right now. It looks like Illusion could get a massive surround, and a fungal goes down. But the Marines on the south and the north are doing some pretty good damage right now, able to kill off or weaken down a couple more Broodlords. It looks like one there did go down. Oh my god, both these players are just macroing their asses off from their side of the map. Illusion macroing from the east, Sheth macroing from the west, and both armies colliding like Nexus Wars in the center. This is an insane game of StarCraft 2, just gonna test both these players, their maximum amount of skill, micro, APM, multitasking, everything, you name it. They are putting everything to their fullest now, and we even have Thor drops going on right now. Thor ship is here. And Illusion is going to Thor ship the pocket expansion. They know now that they're running low on resources. Look at their resources tabs. They are both running pretty dry now, and every single expansion is definitely going to count now. So Illusion was unable to Thor ship the hatchery there, so he gives up on that. He finally makes use of the medevac that was hiding in the top left-hand corner, though, so he will go for what seems to be a double drop inside the main, and there's a lot of tech buildings that could be picked off here. No, most of them at the natural, so Sheth doesn't have that much to lose at the main, just the spawning pool, which is still a huge loss, don't get me wrong, but he is going to, at the very least, lose that spawning pool, and it looks like Illusion may be driven away by the cracklings. I'm not too sure. That medevac providing a lot of coverage and support down to the wire here. I think the Marine will survive. There it is. So Illusion still has these 8 Marines just hiding in the background with that medevac to the left. And meanwhile, another huge collision in the middle of the map. A fungal goes down. That is a major fungal growth. The secondary fungal to the north as well. And the Broodlord's going to town. Illusion could lose this battle. He doesn't have enough support units here. He's got to re-macro quickly. These 4 Thors are on their own. And against Broodlords and Infestors, I don't know if they can win out. The Thors are so weak right now. And he picks up the Thors. He picks up the Thors and saves them. One last Thor will go down. That guy was not the lucky guy. He drove the short straw, the stick right there, and he ended up going down. But looks like Illusion gonna go ahead and re-drop his Thors with now Marine support. Picks off all 3 Broodlords. Beautiful play. Those 3 Corruptors were morphing in the cocoons. They decided to cancel. Now Illusion has a shot to take out this hatchery, but there are 5 crawlers here impeding his pathway to victory. If he can pick off this pocket expansion, he will hinder Sheth's money by a very significant amount. He's also in the main. He's gonna kill off the main hatchery. Not a huge loss to Sheth because he has mined out mostly over there. But this game is getting insane, and there's another drop going down in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh my god, he picks off the hatchery in the bottom left. He picks off the hatchery inside the main. Sheth is in trouble right now, ladies and gentlemen. He just lost 2 or 3 major hatcheries. And Illusion, after that massive tug and war in the middle of the map on Shakura's Plateau, finally breaks through and looks like he's about to take this game. Another fungal goes down, though. That was a great fungal. Can Sheth win out here? He's got to keep all these Broodlords alive. He has a lot of Infestors here as well. I think Sheth will have enough to clean this up. How much energy does he have in Infestors? He has quite a... not much at all, actually. Okay, but at the very least, he will be able to destroy this Terran army in the middle. These 2 Thors could actually go down unless Illusion wants to save them by picking them up, which he probably will end up doing. This game is absolutely insane right now. More reinforcements arriving, though, for Illusion, just pushing Sheth to the max here. There's still Marines just kind of chilling in his main. Not much that Sheth can do about that, and it looks like his Broodlords are being pushed back. Illusion just too much for him to handle. The 3-3 Marines with Stim Pack, with combat shields, with medevac support will push the entire Zerg army back home. All the hatcheries pretty much have gone down. Look at the mini-map. There's only 1 new birthing hatchery. In fact, there is one down here as well. The larvae are dying. The babies are dying. Save the babies. And Sheth, I think, is going to lose this game, guys. I think that's it. I think that's it. There is a Baneling there, but that doesn't really matter. I think it's all she wrote. Illusion just totally manhandling his opponent. Beautiful game. One of the best I've seen in a long, long time. And he's just trying to scramble now. He's trying to scavenge whatever units he can get left to deal with this impending defeat. Never a good situation when Infestors have to run the gauntlet like that, so they will go down. And I think that's going to be all she wrote, guys. I don't know what else Sheth can do at this point. He's down to 99 supply under 174, 68 drones over 54, so most of his supply actually being drones, which are terribly worthless now. Terrible damage being done to himself. He just can't do anything at this point, and it looks like this is going to be it. This is going to be all she wrote. Marines all stimming up. Will a comsat go down? Yes, it will. No body survives the wrath of Illusion. Take no prisoners of war. That's Illusion's playstyle right now. And he will hunt down those Infestors to the end of eternity. So, There it is. GG. Good luck in tournament. What an incredible game of StarCraft 2 between these two guys. The ending APM here, 152 average for Illusion. That's pretty damn high considering this is post-patch, and 120 for Sheth. Beautiful, beautiful StarCraft 2 game. I really enjoyed that game, and I hope you guys did just as much as I did. If you guys like what you see, make sure to check me out on YouTube. I'm at HD Starcraft. Subscribe if you could. Also, check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm at HD Starcraft there as well. You guys can get updates as to what I'm up to. And look at the production. Look at how many factories he had. My God, 5 factories? This kid is insane. Just absolutely insane. Alright guys, I enjoyed that game very, very much, and coming up next will be the Christmas special on December 25th, which is actually tomorrow, so hope you guys stay tuned for that, and you guys will really, really enjoy it. This is HD, signing out.